Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fringe Theories. So today we're going to be interviewing Zit the Alien, and we're going to be asking him all about disclosure and what is going on with the what looks like the lead up to maybe a disclosure that aliens are in fact real, and maybe they've been visiting our planet for a long time now. All right, so with that being said, we're going to jump into it, and we're going to talk to Zit the Alien. Hey Zit, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk to you about the Trump administration and what looks to be maybe a possible lead up to our very own disclosure day. You know, is our planet about ready to receive or have a disclosure day? Is the Trump administration going to release a bunch of information that is basically going to prove what I already believe the case? Some people don't believe it, but that's okay. But the question is do you think that the Trump administration and that the world's governments are going to be releasing some information over the next, I would say, 12 months that will prove the existence and the visitation of extraterrestrial species to our planet? And what do you think is going on?
Thank you, Earthling. As I have said before, I cannot predict what your world's leaders will do from day to day, but yes, there does seem to be some interesting developments taking place.
All right, so I'm just going to come right out with it. Do you think that the Trump administration and other world leaders are going to disclose that aliens are here on the planet and have been visiting the planet for a while?
Before I answer, we should define what disclosure actually means. Many humans imagine a dramatic speech. My fellow Americans, we are not alone. But governments rarely work that way. Disclosure is usually a slow process. A document here, a hearing there, a statement that would have sounded impossible 10 years earlier. Humans often don't realize they're living through an event until years later.
All right, so what you're saying is you don't think it's going to be a singular event where Donald Trump or some other world leader comes out and, takes the podium and says, hey, we're not alone, aliens are here, this is what we know, this is the species, this is the technology they have. I mean, that's kind of what I think I envision happening. I think some other people envision kind of the same thing. You don't think that's going to be the case?
It would surprise me. Governments dislike uncertainty. Announcing contact with another civilization would instantly create thousands of unanswered questions. Who are they? How long have they been here? Can they be trusted? Can we defend ourselves? What technology exists? If leaders cannot answer those questions, they usually prefer releasing information gradually.
Yeah, but let's be honest. The Trump administration and Donald Trump has shown a lot of interest in UFOs and UAPs and this whole conspiracy theory that people have. Could he be different? I mean, at the end of the day, it seems like he is. Do you think he's going to end up just being a completely different president than we've ever had before, and that he might actually release this information?
Every administration inherits classified programs. Some presidents receive deeper briefings than others. Some pursue the topic. Some largely ignore it. Whether a president personally wants disclosure and whether the national security system agrees are two very different questions. Humans often imagine the president controls every secret. That assumption is optimistic.
Wait a minute. So what you're telling me is the president of the United States might not have complete authority over all the programs that he's supposed to have authority over? I mean, that's pushing it a little bit, Zit. I think that they have authority over it, but I think it might be a situation where maybe the powers that be kind of stonewall the president and maybe make it difficult for him to access certain programs and certain information. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's something we would have to ask our viewers. Maybe they know, maybe they can leave a comment and tell us what they think, but I think that's a little far-fetched.
Human governments are complicated. Information is compartmentalized. military organizations, intelligence agencies, defense contractors, scientific research. Each possesses different pieces of information. No single individual necessarily holds every answer. The president will oftentimes fall victim to compartmentalization. Even our leaders use this method to control the release of information.
I mean, you might be right. I think that is something that a lot of people just don't even consider. It's one of those things where in order for our government to keep the secrets that it needs to keep, they compartmentalize everything and they separate it into different branches or different organizations, and some things go into the private sector, some things stay in the military, and it all really just depends on, I guess, how much power the president has in order to get access to all this information. And do the people like, Secretary of State, Secretary of War, do these people back him? And I think in this administration, they do. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. What do you think?
This would indicate growing public interest. Whether the claims ultimately prove accurate or not, the topic has clearly shifted from fringe discussions into mainstream political conversation. Governments rarely spend significant time discussing subjects that receive no public attention. Public pressure often changes what information is eventually released.
All right, Zit. So if there is a disclosure day, what do you think it will look like? Do you think it will be something like Donald Trump or maybe some of the leaders of our planet coming together at a summit and all of them coming to the podium and releasing that information? Just what do you think it would look like?
Probably much less dramatic than your movies. No giant spacecraft hovering over major cities. No presidential speech announcing ambassadors from another galaxy. More likely, confirmation that certain unexplained incidents remain unexplained. Acknowledgement that additional historical records are being declassified. Promises of further scientific investigation. Humans tend to expect Hollywood. Reality usually resembles paperwork.
Well, I gotta admit, that's a little bit disappointing. I think the American people, as well as the people of this planet, they deserve to know the truth. And even if that truth is scary, and even if that truth has a lot of unknown mixed in with it, they deserve to know the truth. I mean, if any government has recovered crashed vehicles or, found bodies or have evidence that there are, extraterrestrials visiting this planet, then I think the people deserve to know, plain and simple. And governments ought to come forth and tell us about it.
Bureaucracy is the most universal force in the cosmos.
All right, Zit, so I'm interviewing you, but other than you, are there other aliens on this planet?
Nice try. If I answered that, your comment section would become completely unmanageable. Let's simply say the universe is extraordinarily large. Most astronomers agree that countless planets exist beyond your solar system. Whether intelligent civilizations have visited Earth remains an open question without publicly confirmed evidence. Speculation is entertaining. Evidence is essential.
All right, fair enough. I know you don't want to answer the question, but I do have one more question for you before I let you run, and that is, what do you think is going to happen ultimately? Do you think that the Trump administration is going to have its disclosure day? Are they going to come out and release all of this information? And what exactly do you think they might say?
I predict continued hearings, more document releases, more public debate, more whistleblower stories, and many headlines claiming, "This changes everything." Whether any single event becomes the historic disclosure day humans imagine, that remains uncertain. History often looks obvious only after it has already happened.
All right, so that seems like a great place to end the interview. And, if you enjoyed today's conversation with Zit and you want to see more, go ahead and drop a comment. And until then, I'll see everybody in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.